Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Yes, I have got a new flag if you are wondering. I have got a Gadsden flag on the way too. Sorry about the hair if it looks a bit deformed today. I woke up about an hour ago. I've been getting on with my schoolwork because of lockdown here in the UK. We haven't do all our work. I've got amazing maths. I love mathematics. It's so fun. But I've had that to do all day, which has just been great. It's been amazing. But I can't even speak today. But before we do get into today's video, please go check out my website. You can see the URL up there. I've not fully set up my OBS because I keep changing it. I don't like the way it was last time. So as you can see on this one, I've got my logo at the top, which I recently created. It took me a bit to finally master it. But yeah, so you can go check out my website. It has video content, links to Bitchute and all the ventures, including Modus Operandi, the Molyneux Post, etc. But more importantly, go check me out over on Bitchute. The reason why you should go and check me out on Bitchute is because there's a current purge on content creators on the right. I am centre-right, but that doesn't really matter. If you're anti-establishment, anti-woke, you are going to be banned at some point if you start to get some sort of prominence. So if you think that these videos are decent or you want to promote me, go subscribe to me over on Bitchute and just watch the videos, like them, because Bitchute seem to be spreading my videos out there, actually putting them on their front page at some point. You know, look at this, 200 views, 195, considering I have 8 subscribers on there, it does mean a lot. And so if Bitchute are willing to be accepting and allow me for my content to be out there, then I think we should support them as well. So go check me out on Bitchute. But let's get into today's video. So, before we do get into this article, this is from NDTV. This is NDTV. They are based in Delhi, which is in India. So if anyone's kind of wondering, this is some random news company. I've never heard of them personally, so that's why I wanted to do a bit of research. It's based in India. It's very prominent. There's a little placard here. It's a New Delhi Television Ltd. is an Indian news media company focused on broadcasting digital news publication. It's considered to be a legacy brand that pioneered independent news broadcasting in India. So it's very well known in India. I don't know its bias or if it has a bias as such, but I'm going to take good faith and believe that there is going to be some factual or good faith factual information in this article. So, UK to bring new rules to stop imports from China's Xinjiang. For anyone who doesn't know what the Xinjiang province is, it is where Disney's, is it Milan? That film, that is where that was filmed. So obviously an incredible place, but there's some concentration camps and forced labour camps there. But you know, Disney films were filmed there. That's all we need to remember. Okay, we'll forget about the concentration camps. Who cares? Camps. Hitler's done it before. It's not a new idea. You know, that's for Stalin as well. Stalin had better camps. Let's be honest. He got more out. He got more use out of the camps. Let's say. Anyways, starting off strong. Britain said that last year there was credible, growing, and troubling evidence of forced labour among Uyghur Muslims. Growing evidence? No, there's been evidence that have been pretty substantial and concrete for about 2 or 3 years now, but whatever. This is from London. Britain will tighten the law on importing goods linked to alleged human rights abuses in China as ministers took a tougher stance on Beijing, the Telegraph reported on Monday. Quickly, I would like to interject. I think it was a new law they're trying to pass in the UK. I think it's passed the Commons and it's going to go into the Lords. Quote me on that. Let me know in the comments or tweet me at @realjacksmith_. Actually, don't tweet me. Speak to me on Gab. I can't access Gab at the minute. It just isn't loading. If I try and access it here, it just doesn't load. So just try and get it out to me. Comments are probably the best way to do it. But let me know if I'm correct on this. However, I think actually it's mentioned here the Modern Slavery Act, but it's an act or a piece of legislation guidance where if the British government's going to provide aid or help or do business deals or do any sort of financial or economic stimulus to a country or whatever, any sort of dealings, there also has to be an evaluation, like a risk assessment type thing on human rights abuses and a genocide, which, I mean, we know who that's directed at. I mean, there's no other country that are an active genocide. I'm sure there is countries that are doing genocides, but there's millions being killed at the moment. I think it's surpassed Hitler's total. I mean, there's an issue that if you've surpassed Hitler's kill count, then there's something going on. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab will make a statement on Tuesday in the House of Commons on the government's response to alleged allegations of forced labour in China's Xinjiang province, home to about 12 million Uyghur Muslims, the report added. So I'm looking forward to Dominic Raab giving that out. I'll be sure to see that. When is he doing that? On Tuesday. So today. Is that today? Or is that next week? Yeah, it's 12th today, so maybe that's today or maybe it's next week. Among the measures expected to be unveiled by the government included expansion of the Modern Slavery Act, reacting to concerns that items manufactured under duress by the Uyghur Muslim minority may be entering the UK, the Telegraph reported. Britain said last year there was credible. Oh, we already read that. China's come under scrutiny over its treatment of Uyghur Muslims. I keep saying Uyghur or Uyghur. I don't know what it is. All right. Of Uyghur Muslims and allegations of forced labour abuses in Xinjiang, where the United Nations cites credible reports that 1 million Muslims held in camps have been put to work, and there has been millions killed as well, but they won't report on that. You know, all hail God Emperor Xi Jinping. Beijing has repeatedly denied mistreating Uyghurs and says the camps are vocational training centres that are needed to tackle extremism, accusing what it calls anti-China forces of smearing its Xinjiang policy. Damn it, how dare they criticise communism? Puh, how dare they, how could they? According to the Telegraph report, the government is considering imposing heavier fines on companies that breach the terms of the legislation, along with new due diligence criteria that oblige firms to ensure that one in their supply chain has been part of a forced labour transfer scheme. Among other measures, British ministers are looking to impose tougher export controls on goods and technology to China that could be used for repression, the report added. So, let's break this down. So, the Dominic Raab is supposed to be having a speech. I don't know when. I'll quickly check that now. I'll just Google Dominic Raab's. Sorry if I can't type right. My keyboard is flat right now because I need to move it out of the way so I've got space for my microphone. So that is why I was typing funny and I can't really what have I typed there? Dominic Raab. Yeah, so he has done a speech today, and I'll get into that in just a sec. So yeah, we'll read that article in a second. But yeah, with Xinjiang, there's been videos for a long time. I think we actually posted some over on the Molyneux Post. See if I can get onto that now. I recently changed the background, so, you know, just trying to upgrade the website a bit, but let's go to the Molyneux Post. You should go check out the Molyneux Post. I do articles over on there on the actual website, but the YouTube channel of the Molyneux Post, hopefully it's not got banned. I think I did post some stuff to do with with China, but maybe I did not. I just want to show some videos of it. You should look at all this quickly. There's body cam footage of shootings, especially over lockdown, the previous lockdown. I covered so much stuff within the riots and the protests. So if you are interested in that, I'm still trying to find the the Xinjiang footage. I can't quite find it. I got that the explosion there. I can't quite find it. So let's China. Let's just see if I can type in China. I can't quite find the footage. I was pretty sure that I downloaded it and uploaded it, but maybe I didn't. But yeah, there was videos of Uyghurs being put into camps, literal camps on off boxcart trains, and walked in. Obviously, we've seen recent footage. Well, it wasn't recent. It was just that the media recently decided to look into it. Of factories being built in the Uyghur camps. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let me know. Do some, like on Google where it has those little things, those little weird symbols. It shows you how to pronounce something. Let me know in the comments. Do like a phonetic way of me saying Uyghur or Uyghur. So yeah, Dominic, that's from NDTV, by the way, if you do want to go check that article out, and you can fact check it yourself, and you can share that article around as well. Dominic Raab blasts harrowing human rights abuse by China against Uyghur minority as he warns UK firms they face fines if they are linked to sickening forced labour. Firms will have to prove their supply chains are free from forced labour in China. Well, most Chinese labour, whether it's Uyghur or not, is forced. China don't just enslave and imprison the Uyghurs. They do it to their own citizens as well. So it's, most Chinese exports are slave labor, which is why I'm trying to stop using Amazon, moving away from things like that, and using other sources. Although I am very hypocritical because I think that did come from China, but I will look into that. I will look into it, and I'll let you know in the next video if that did come from China. So then I will have to give my praise and apologize for my sins. The Beijing government has been accused of widespread abuse in Xinjiang. Members of Uyghur minority group have reportedly been made to pick cotton. Yikes. Oh no. Concerns British consumers could inadvertently be buying tainted goods. Yes. British firms will face heavy fines if they are linked. Is that supposed to say lined? Linked. Get a copy editor, man. Linked. I think that's supposed to say. I can't say anything. I've done spelling mistakes on the Molyneux Post as well. So, but whatever. Linked to Chinese human rights abuses. Dominic Raab said today as he blasted Beijing's harrowing treatment of its Uyghur minority. I'll just say Uyghur. It's easy to say. Companies will have to meet requirements showing their supply chains are from forced labour in the Xinjiang province. The Foreign Secretary told the Comment this afternoon. The Beijing government has been accused of widespread abuse in the area, home to the Muslim Uyghurs, including allegations of forced sterilisation, slave labour and mass internment. Members of the Uyghur minority group have reportedly been made to pick cotton in the Xinjiang province, where Mulan was filmed. And I would like to add, if you were not aware, in the credits, the rolling credits at the end of a film, and the Mulan, they actually they thanked the security force. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera there. They thanked the security forces that are at the moment are running these camps, the paramilitary group. Apparently, they offered support or security for Disney. But Disney thanked the paramilitary group that that are currently running these camps. That's like Warner Brothers thanking the Gestapo for helping them film in Germany. It's just stupid. But yeah, I just thought I'd add that on. The member of the Uyghur minority have been reportedly made to pick cotton in the Xinjiang province, leading to concerns British consumers could inadvertently be buying tainted goods. It came the day after Boris Johnson launched a blistering attack on China, blaming its demented traditional medical practices for the coronavirus pandemic. In a speech to world leaders yesterday, he attacked people who grind up the scales of the pangolin in a bid to become more potent. Mr. Raab said companies will be given robust guidance on how to carry out due diligence checks to make sure that they are not sourcing products tainted by the human rights violations in the province. He told MPs the picture of human rights abuses in Xinjiang was harrowing and the UK had a moral duty to respond. So these are the pictures from they're quite older at the minute, but this is from WeChat, by the way, which is what people in China have to use. It's the Chinese chat service. And, so these are pictures of the Uyghurs. If we get a picture of a famous film. I'm sure some of us have watched it. I particularly have watched it many times. And I'm sure we all remember Shmuel here with his specific type of jacket. We all remember that all the other Jewish men within these camps all as well had the exact same outfit on, like a sort of uniform. Well, this internment camp also contains the same amount, so the same type of thing, a uniform. You can see here the Beijing government have been accused of widespread abuse in the area home to the Muslim Uyghurs, including allegations of forced sterilisation. We've already read that. Ooh, cotton picking. I wonder what other mass event of slave labour ended in, didn't end, but it contained the picking of cotton. Can't quite think of that one. He said, internment camps, arbitrary detention, political re-education, forced labour, torture and forced sterilisation, all on an industrial scale. It is truly, quote, it is truly horrific. It's truly horrific. Barbarism we had hoped lost to another era, being practiced today as we speak in one of the leading members of the international community. Under the Modern Slavery Act, firms with a turnover of more than £36 million must publish statements setting out what action they have taken to ensure there is no slavery in their supply chains. That will now be backed up by the threat of... Oh my days, I'm being interrupted again. Brilliant. I am sorry about that. That will now be backed up by the threat of heavy fines for companies which fail to comply with details to be set out later. Lucrative government contracts will only go to firms which adhere to their obligations in ensuring their supply chains are free from Xinjiang links. Okay, that sounds good. And here's some more pictures. Again, these not concentration camps. There will also be a review of exports control to prevent UK firms supplying products to the Xinjiang camps. Mr. Raab said, quote, "Here in the UK we must take action to make sure that UK businesses are not part of the supply chain that leads to the gates of the internment camps in Xinjiang. Quote, and to make sure that the products of the human rights violations that take place in those camps don't end up on the shelves of supermarkets that we shop in here at home week in, week out." Shadow Foreign Secretary Lisa Nandy questioned why no sanctions have been applied to officials responsible for appalling human rights abuses in Xinjiang. She told Mr. Raab in the Commons, quote, "The strength of his words are once again not matched by the strength of his actions, and I'm sorry to say that that will be noticed loud and clear in Beijing." Miss Nandy said she had been left slightly lost for words, quote, "slightly lost for words," by Mr. Raab's statement, given she believed not much of the content was new, something the Foreign Secretary rejected. Yeah, a lot of this is all brand new information. Like, to act like this is like, whoa, there's concentration camps and forced labour. Yeah, Majid Nawaz has been talking about it for years, so whatever. Anyways, so this looks like a win for the UK. The UK are finally doing something about concentration camps, and that is a good for all. Hopefully, the UK will now think about its own citizens and locking them indoors, ruining their mental health, making people kill themselves, ruining our economy. That when I'm older and finally become a taxpayer, I will have to pay for that. So all you millennials enjoying your lives, with the money, the economy that you ruined, talking about lockdowns. Well, don't worry, I'll pay for that. My generation will pay. Don't worry, we'll pay for that when we're all taxpayers. I actually appreciate stealing our future tax money. But I don't matter. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching this video. And I am pleased that the UK is finally doing something. Better late than never, I suppose. And yeah, peace.